Hello! This is Yahweasel. Let's play Choice of the Dragon by Dan Fabulous Lich and Adam Strong-Morse. I'm gonna open with that every time. Poor Dan Fabulous. The goblins obey your every command, sometimes even anticipating your desires. They may be stupid, crude, and savage minions, but at least they're your stupid, crude, and savage minions. Life is good. A few days later, you hear the sound of squabbling from one of the other chambers. You poke your snout in and see that a rudimentary pit has been... How could anything be rudimentary by the standards of a pit? It's a pit! The pit is the most rudimentary kind of storage container imaginable. What do you mean a rudimentary pit? Pits are all rudimentary. A rudimentary pit has been arranged and some of the lowest status goblins are being made to battle for the amusement of the chieftain, now your lieutenant. The fighting is savage, and it's clear that the losers will die. They don't have my permission to waste their lives. This must stop. It's well that they should fight for my amusement. Bring me some refreshments. The true option here should be so long as the loser is brought to me as a snack, but I don't have that option. Given that I don't have that option, I guess this... Or this? Bring me some refreshments, only if those refreshments are the goblins who died in the pit. I'm gonna have to go with the third. Your curiosity satisfied, you return to your main chamber and settle in. You now simply tune out the sounds of fighting from the goblin quarters. There's nothing worthy of your attention. Disdain increases. Next chapter! Ooh! You look down from your lair at the lands beyond your mountain. Those green lands are full of humans, and humans have large reserves of livestock and rich treasure. Shouldn't that food and wealth be yours instead? Certainly should, and now! You mean it isn't already? Nothing enlivens a lair like cringing humans and carrying tribute. Like, what? This is not a sentence. Like... Cringing, okay, so here's the thing. Cringing and carrying, this is like, nothing livens up a layer like action and action, except that cringing here isn't a gerund, and carrying is. So, great. Oh, cringing, there's no and! I'm an idiot! I really can't read! Nothing enlivens a layer like cringing humans carrying tribute. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm an idiot. But this is all already my land. It's my land by definition. No, it isn't. You're right to think that it's as good as yours, but you'll need to do something to actually take possession. Let's be clear about why you plan on conquering the humans. Are we still in Dragon Generator 2010? What is this game? What's most important to you? Steady supply of prey, an easy supply of prey. Well, yeah! An easy supply of royalty to kidnap, which is difficult because if you kidnap them quite often, you really gotta... It's actually more important to have, like, a steady supply of Viagra for the king in order to keep that supply going than it is to, stay near a kingdom. Heaping great piles of gold and loot to adorn my lair... I want to make humans into my terrified... I want snacks. I want snacks. What's a lair without a captive royal to chat with or eat? Besides, kidnapping royalty brings knights in shining armor, and they're always particularly tasty. You push off from your rocky spire and glide outwards on the wind. You smell the faint scent of human cooking fires. Where to start? Conquer the nearby village, fly directly to a big city and confront the human queen there. Head to the mountain pass used by all the merchants. Send one of my goblin minions to announce my new rule to the queen of the neighbor. That's the way! That's the way! Yeah, send one of my goblin minions. That's their job. One of your goblin slaves cowers before you.
Yes, oh great and mighty master. Sorry, my voice changed mid-sentence there. I'm gonna try this again. Yes, oh great and mighty master.
She squeaks. I want a kingdom. you growl as you roll on your pile of treasure. Go down the mountain and inform the humans that I will be their new monarch. The goblin looks horrified as far as that sort of thing goes. It's always hard to tell with goblins, they're so ugly.
But Master, they'll kill me immediately.
You snort, sending flames into the air. Just tell them that if they do, my vengeance will be horrible to behold. She almost looks hopeful.
Will it?
Yes, but you'll still be dead, so do not fail me. She heads off down the mountain that afternoon. You don't hear from her again. What do you do next? Now, was she killed by the humans, in which case I had to take my revenge? Find out, normally I would like to forget her, but I still need to progress in taking over places, so let's find out what happened to her. That's more like vigilance than disdain, but whatever. Anything that filthy is easy to track by smell. In the dead of night, you creep down the mountain and follow her trail. It leads to the nearest inhabited hut. Several peasants sit outside it by a fire. Your hearing is so good that they're easy to make out. Vigilance increases slightly. I still can't believe it, just the damnedest thing. Stupid little goblin jumped out at me from nowhere and started babbling something in that tongue of theirs. Ah, there's a problem. I could barely get to my knife in time before the thing stabbed me. You got lucky, says the other man. Them things are dangerous. I hear there's spies for that dragon. Dragon? The first man snorts. I'm not even sure it exists. If it does and there's spies, good thing we killed it. What do you want to do? Murder them. Unfortunately, this is going to be a bit vigilant, but murder them. Is that so? Your voice rumbles out, and both men jump to their feet. You slowly reveal yourself, letting the firelight play across your shining scales and magnificent wings. You rear up in front of them. No one destroys anything of mine. The men panic and begin to run, consumed with fear. Kill them both, kill one, and keep another one alive to use as a spy? No, not to use as a spy, to spread fear in the minds of the... What are you... Fine. Fine, as a spy, quote-unquote. Speclad in chat asked me to check my stats. Brutality and finesse are sort of evening. Vigilance is starting to poke up on disdain. I have no more infamy, no more wealth. I am unwounded. Anyway, kill one, keep the other to use a spy. Your tail whips up around, sending one peasant flying. You watch the other flee. As soon as he thinks he's escaped, you flex your powerful wings and fly up into the air. With a thud, you land directly in front of the fleeing peasant. The man drops to his knees in terror and begins begging for his life. You want to live? You ask. You will tell me all you know about the human capital, and then you will go there and feed me information about their military and defenses. You will become my spy. If you do, you will be alive and rich. If you don't, you raise one claw. Cunning and vigilance increase. It's unfortunate. What's next? Conquer the nearby village, fly directly to a big city, and confront the human... Why would I do that right after getting a spy? Head to the mountain pass used by all the merchants. Ooh, that's very cunning. It's a bit disdain. I like this. I like this. Interesting choice. Why start with the mountain pass? Control trade and I'll control the kingdom. Merchants are rich and cowardly. If they want to pass into the kingdom, they can afford to pay me well. This is more true. Merchants taste good and so do their horses. Hijacking a few wagon trains is an easy way to decorate my controlled trade and I control the kingdom. An insightful analysis. Cunning increases. There's one main pass through the mountains that all merchants use, mostly because it has a good road. The human queen has her own toll booth there. You can see a line of wagons making their way through the pass even now. How do you want to handle this? Be sneaky and terrify the toll keepers into giving me all the money they collect, eat the toll keepers and settle in for a bit to extract my own tolls? That's the one! Swoop down and take the train of wagons for myself. I like this. I like this. They're stingy, but well-seasoned. Stringy, I can't read. They're stringy, but well-seasoned. You settle into the roadway in front of the toll booth. The merchants are taken aback to meet a dragon on the road, but they're willing to pay whatever it takes to prevent you from killing them. So, how much do you take? Not the same amount? I like the more cunning route of let's just, let's keep trade going. Keep trade going. This is just, it's not that I am just massacring everyone because I need them to continue producing princes and princesses. I'm merely asserting the fact that I am now the true master of this domain. The point here is to maximize revenue, after all, is it? If the caravans stop coming, so does the money. On the other claw, there's no need to leave money on the table. Finesse and cunning increase. Good. You make a hefty profit. Your little toll operation is netting you a nice chunk of change. How long do you plan on maintaining it? Years and years? Couple of months, couple of weeks? A couple of weeks, maybe as long as a month. I just try to make a point here. You settle in and take your tolls. It's not exciting and you get a little bored, but you seize a decent amount of gold, and when you're starting to get restless, you fly back to your lair. All in all, a nice bit of work. Vigilance increases slightly. Dang! I'm surprised my infamy hasn't increased at all, but whatever. I got a bunch of gold from that. What's the next step in your climb to dominance? I conquer the nearby village. I don't understand why. Like, I'm just gonna go hang out in my village and let other things, or in my lair and let other things happen. Conquer the nearby village, of course. I mean, this is the more disdainful thing to do, and I did claim that I was gonna have disdain, but I'm already almost half and half, so I may as well just deal with vigilance. Why the nearest village? It's better to start small and see if they have any defenses. People should learn that living near me is a terrifying idea. I just want to burn peasants. It just is a fun thing to do. It's better to start small and see if they have any defenses. Good thinking. Clever planning like this will be useful later on when you'll face more worthy opponents. You soar above the local village. From here you can see fields of crops, shepherds with their flocks, and a few wagons filled with vegetables. It's fairly small, though. In the center of the village, you can see a hanging banner displaying the livery of the queen. What do you do to the village? Set the town afire and suffer no one left to live. Destroy a few buildings before conquering the village. Demand their surrender and obeisance. I like that. I want somewhere in between this. I want to destroy a few buildings. Then have my watch say that an error has occurred, try again later. I want to destroy a few buildings and then demand their surrender and obeisance. I assume that that's what conquering the village means, right? You swoop downwards and set the largest building in the village on fire with a single breath. Humans rush out of the building and stop in their tracks, clearly terrified of you. What do you say? I roar, grovel before me, humans, or be devoured, or I say, behold, I am your new liege lord, unless any of you brave enough to stand against me. I think I just accidentally took a step. Anyway, yes, does anybody dare fight me? Several brave, or perhaps just stupid, peasants actually step forward. How do you punish this effrontery? Why would I smile? Why would I do that? I kind of understand. I'm trying to, I'm trying to be their master rather than just their destroyer. But, I'm gonna eat them. I'm gonna eat them. Munch, crunch, munch. They're a little tougher than you prefer. Hard work will do that to livestock, but they have a nice flavor, probably a result of their high-grain, low-meat diet. Once the survivors see what defiance gets them, they quickly fall in line, until they try to betray you by sending messengers to their queen. This village is yours. You eat a bellyful of their sheep, take what few valuables they have, terrify them again for good measure, and take to the air. Infamy increases! Yay! Brutality increases slightly. What's next? Let's lay low for a bit. We've taken over a village. We've taken the trade routes. We've done all sorts of things. We'll confront the queen later. I need a nap. You return to your lair. Have I spent like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month not in my lair? You return to your lair. You have demonstrated your power and might, even majesty. Now it's time for the humans to come before you and acknowledge your rulership. You wait for them to bet on your bed of gold, not anxiously, but simply confident that they will acknowledge your power. Disdain increases. After about a month, a knight arrives at your lair. She kills a few of your goblin guards perfunctorily, no great loss there, and calls out to you.
Beast, I am Dame Elsa. Queen Juliet has sent me to demand that
I chose a bad voice. I chose a bad voice.
Has sent me to demand that you end your depredations within her lands. If you will not, I shall put an end to your threat.
How do you respond? I respond next time. Until then, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, do leave a like below. Cheers from Yahweasel.